Isn't it? Okay. So, you are welcome back to another video today. And today we'll be talking about the transpose button. The transpose button on our electronic keyboards. Now, the transpose button in itself, it's a very wonderful tool. As a musician, as a producer, it's a tool for you to make use of, and it is good, it is great. But one dilemma in which we found ourselves this day is that we become over dependent on the transpose button, hereby limiting our growth, or limiting your growth. You become over dependent on the transpose button, and it will result into limitation, a kind of limitation on your growth as a pianist, as a keyboardist. Now, this is not a video to teach you this or to teach you that. I'm only here to encourage you that if I could overcome the over dependence on the transpose button, then you can do the same thing. I remember when I started from a tender age, from the key of C, like many others. At the time, a friend of mine introduced me to the key of F sharp, and for a long time I was stuck on that key. And I was looking for ways to get off, to break off from playing on just the key of F sharp alone. And even when I could play, at least I could play C, C sharp, F, and G, I was so dependent on F sharp that any little thing I've made use of the transpose button, bam bam, straight to F sharp, because I could do majority of the moves. I sounded, at least then, I sounded better on F sharp than on other keys, because I played on F sharp for a very long time. But it came to a time I was like, no, this can't continue. And that was when I wanted to grow further, to have a deeper roots. I discovered that my staying and playing on F sharp was limiting my growth. Number one, I could not understand the relationship between these keys. And when I wanted to start learning some advanced movement, intermediate movement, I discovered that it looked a bit strange. It was hard, it was challenging for me, simply because I've stayed long on that particular key. They say what you make use of, you get the benefits, but what you fail to make use of, you get nothing out of it. And I could remember there was a concert that I attended. I was one of the band members, and we did a song on A major. A major was it was a nightmare for me at that time. The key of A major was a nightmare. Oh my God, A major. And the song was on A major. Before that concert, I practiced on the key of A major. And funny enough, when we got to to the venue of the concert. The board I made there was a Casio digital piano, and I did not even know where the transpose was. It was not on the keyboard interface. But guess what? Because I've been practicing even before the concert, I didn't take too much thoughts of making use of the transpose button. I did not make efforts to find and look for where the transpose was on that keyboard. And my first breakthrough, I played almost like a piano piece, a piano accompaniment. I played it on A major, and it sounded so beautiful. After that concert, I was so happy. It was like a major breakthrough for me. And then from that moment, I started translating, taking all these things from one key to the other, That was how I was able to break off from the shackles of every time transpose button. Before the singer says, hey, transpose, the first thing I will look for on the keyboard is, where is this transpose button? It should not be. It should not be at all. It shouldn't be. Now I'm going to give you some tips to overcome the over-dependence on the transpose button. This may take you weeks, in fact months, to accomplish. But if you can stick to it, it's going to help you. It's going to help you a whole lot. And this is it. This is what I did practically from my own experience. So I knew I could play a bit, at least sound intermediate on F sharp, C sharp, and C. So what I did was, the keys that I knew I was very poor in, like I was so weak on those keys, those were the keys I started playing. I made use of the transpose button to learn those keys that I was weak in. What am I trying to say? So it happened that anytime we have any ministration, I told you A was a nightmare for me. So whenever we have any ministration, if the key is on F, I will make use of the transpose button. I will transpose it to the key of A, and I will play on A. Whether I make mistake or I played well, I will stick to it. For weeks, I stayed on playing on A. When I discovered that, okay, I could do the triad chords and the inversion, I moved to another key. I did the same thing. It doesn't matter the key of the song. If the key of the song is on C, and the key I'm learning to grow in is B flat. If the key is on C, I'll transpose it to B flat, and I'll play on B flat till I was able to play at least fluently on all the keys. Yes, it doesn't mean I don't have a key that I love playing on. And funny enough, F sharp is not even it's no longer my my favorite key, most favorite. But this was how I was able to break the yoke of dependence on the transpose button. It will take you serious work, determination, diligence, resilience. But if you can stick to it, if you can follow it, in the next 3-5 months, you will see a huge improvement in your play. You will understand the relationship between keys better than you do now. I remember when I scored I Turned It by Titribet. That was the first song I scored on the key of E major. I scored it on it. I scored the intro, and it took me almost 3 days to score just the intro alone. Why? Because I was scoring that song on the original key it was performed, and I knew next to nothing, almost nothing about E major. All I was doing was hear and play, hear and play, hear and play. I sticked to scoring of the intro, and I was able to score it. But as at that time, I really didn't understand what I was playing. I knew I was able to play the intro as it was, but I didn't understand. But when I went back to the key of it, I was like, no, I can't be playing something that I don't know, something that I can't explain, something that I can't teach. And I began to learn on the key of E. And over time, I discovered that everything I was playing, they were not too complicated. They shouldn't have taken me as much time as it took me to learn the intro. What happened? Growth with time. Give it time. Stick to the plan. Continue practicing that key. You can start by practicing the major practice or the major triads, minor triads, the inversions. Learn the suspended chords, the sus2, the sus4. Learn progressions like the 251. Learn progressions like the 736. If you can master this on each of these keys, then I tell you, you have solved at least 60% or 65% of the challenges you encounter on the keyboard, because these are the things that majority of the songs we sing today or we play, even past records from years back, that is exactly what they were builded on. Like I said, it's not going to happen in a day. It is not. It will take you to be resilient. I'm going to break off. It will take determination. I'm going to break off from this key. It doesn't matter whether I make mistakes. Then it was very funny because sometimes I will have to play on stage and I'll play on the key in which I was weakening. And it doesn't matter if I make mistake, that mistake will be a challenge for me to go back and practice that key over and over and over again. And yesterday, I wouldn't say I'm 100% fluent on all the keys, but I'm 75% fluent on all the keys. Yes. And this happened over time. So I'm encouraging you. If I can do it, you can do it. You can break off from the over dependency on the transpose button. You can do it. Tell yourself, I can do it. I can do it. Every day when you get to the keyboard, tell yourself, I can do it. I can learn this key. I will learn it. I am learning it. I will be a master. This key will not be a master over me. I will be the master of this key. I'm going to master this key. Confess it and walk the walk. And very soon you'll be happy that you took that step. So that is what I have for you today. I hope this it's more like a podcast, like a video podcast. I hope this will help you. This is beyond learning progressions, learning this, learning that. Because a lot of people can play these progressions on certain keys, but when you take them to other keys, it's like you throwing a fish into the sand. It will struggle. It will struggle because that place is not a natural habitat. Yes. So if you are still struggling with if you are still struggling to play keys and you depend so much on the transpose button, I encourage you today to follow this advice, follow these tips, and very soon you will see yourself getting out of the deep waters in which the transpose button has put you. You see yourself overcoming the transpose. In fact, you will literally forget about the transpose button. Yes. I hope this has blessed you, and I hope this will be an inspiration for you to get better and to be better. Thank you very much. If this has been of help to you, if you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, like this video and share it. Thank you very much. I will see you in another video.